Hey there, Eric Holmlund with some exciting news for you about children's books. More specifically, how you can create and publish children's books more easily than ever with our brand new software called AI Children's Book Maker 2500. Now, some of you may be familiar with our original AI tool, the AI Children's Book Maker. And if you are, you may actually recall seeing this book, Coach on Wheels, one of the first books that I created and published with that tool. In fact, you can still see a video of a read aloud that I did when I revealed this book to my kids for the first time. It's a cool book, it's a good book, and in fact, my kids enjoyed it a lot. And you can see that in that video on this page. But we have come so far in the time since creating this book. Our tool is now 100 times better, 100 times more powerful, and capable of creating better stories, better illustrations, and so many more ways for you to have control of your project, to get exactly what you want out of our tools. A couple of my newer books that we've just published with this tool include Pierre and Sammy's Stormy Surprise and The Girl Who Danced with a Dolphin. And you can also find read-alouds of those two books on this page. So you can actually see every illustration, you can hear every word that was created as a part of these books. You'll also find demonstrations on this page of me actually using our software tool to create these books. In other words, we don't hide anything. We're not holding anything back. We're actually showing you how it works, how we create these books with our tools. You know, there's a lot of other AI software out there. Some of it's great, some of it's junk. The thing that frustrates me, the thing that I don't like when I see on software sales pages is when they just don't show you anything about how it works. Well, on this page, you can actually watch us step by step. You can essentially virtually look over my shoulder as I use our software to create these books. But it's not just me. It's not just me creating books, it's also our customers. And so we have included a few testimonials and case studies below of some of our customers who have successfully published books as well. Like I said, thousands of them, which is just phenomenal. I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing when we think about it, but it is very gratifying as a product creator when you realize that people are actually using it and it's making a difference in people's lives. Now, I'd like to take just a moment to address the whole question about AI in general. You know, should we even be using AI to create children's books? Because I think that may be the biggest objection that, you know, someone might have to actually joining our software today and trying it out for themselves. Well, I'm here to tell you that I think it is a great opportunity that the world of technology has handed to us. When AI first really started becoming mainstream, you know, and ChatGPT took off and everybody started using it, I had very mixed feelings about it. And I still have mixed feelings about it. I think that's okay to have mixed feelings about it or to even dislike it in some ways. But the fact is, it's here to stay. I think we can probably all agree on that. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I've been creating art, putting it online for decades. I've also been writing, putting my work online for decades. And so when I saw AI coming along and start doing these things, I was a little worried about that. Feels weird to have these tools that can do some of these things that I've been doing myself now for decades. Well, like I said, it's here to stay. And so instead of, you know, just fighting against it, I decided to try it out, to test it, to see what we can do with it. And not to just like give up my brain to it and stop using my brain, but to actually use it to my advantage, to harness that technology to see what I can do with it so I can get more done, to be more efficient, to be more productive. And the really cool thing that I've discovered is that I can also use my own creativity, I can use my artistic ability and sort of couple that with the AI to have fantastic results. For example, you'll see in this book, down below on this page, you can see all the illustrations and go through the read aloud and watch the demonstration of me creating this book. We've got beautiful illustrations. I mean, these look like watercolor paintings. And there was definitely some artistic direction that I was able to use within our tool to create the type of illustrations that I wanted to create. And so that's something that I just wanted to, you know, kind of put that out there in case you're a creative person yourself, if you're a writer, if you're an illustrator. It's not like you're selling out to AI if you use some of these tools to get more done. You're simply harnessing the power of modern technology because it's here to stay. And why not get more done? Why not be more efficient, be more productive? I mean, for some of us, even if we are creative, even if we are productive people, we're not going to get some of these things done in our lifetime if we don't use these tools. So this is really a gift that's being handed to us to be able to get some of these things done. I mean, life is short, right? We don't have time to create unlimited books in a lifetime. But this is an opportunity that we can actually get some done. Imagine giving some of these books to your kids, to your grandkids, to your friends, to your nieces, nephews, whatever. It's a great opportunity. In fact, I've been able to do a lot of that. Again, you can see actually some of my kids' reactions on the videos on this page. It's kind of funny, really, like a couple of these books, like The Girl Who Danced with the Dolphin and Pierre and Sammy's Stormy Surprise. I asked a couple of my girls if they would sit here with me and let me read these books to them. And, they reacted. They liked the books. You could see that they enjoyed them. But the moment I turned off the camera, my cell phone that I'm recording this on, the moment I turned it off, my girls were like, Dad, those were some really cool books that you made. That is so neat. I'm like, thanks, girls. You could have said that while the camera was still rolling, but you know how it is when you get kids on camera, and of course I asked their permission. I was like, hey, would it be all right if we, if I film this and we're going to put it on the internet? And, of course it was just a couple of my youngest kids that were willing to do that. None of the older ones, of course, wanted to get on camera for something like that. But my point is, the kids like these. The kids actually liked the books. And we've been getting reports of that from our customers as well. So this is a matter of, we are actually creating high quality content, high quality books with great stories and great illustrations that are enjoyed by the children and by the adults, the parents, and other folks that are reading these books to the kids. The sky's the limit when it comes to the spectrum of what you can do with this. There's really no limit to the amount of types of characters and stories and directions you can go with this. Same thing with the illustration styles, anything from practically photorealistic to something much more abstract. Speaking of which, some of you that remember Coach on Wheels would recall that this was a pretty abstract art style. I was going for kind of a collage sort of an art style, which happens to be one of my favorites. But part of why I did that back when I created this book is because the technology wasn't really ready to create highly consistent characters. I have a character in this book called Mr. Johnson, who was a coach, basketball coach in a wheelchair. And at the time, the AI was honestly struggling just to consistently create a wheelchair, let alone consistently create Mr. Johnson to look the same in each scene. Now, I worked through that. We found creative ways to get around those things, and we were able to depict Mr. Johnson in sort of abstract or slightly impressionistic ways. In the time since then, our tool has come so far. The technology has come so far that it was time not just for a little upgrade, but for like a complete overhaul, a revamp. And that's why this is not 2.0. This is AI Children's Book Maker 2500, because that's a much more reflective name to the kind of upgrade that this is. Not only is all of the technology just completely better, but the illustration ability is also phenomenal. We are now actually able to create consistent characters like these ones here, Sammy and Pierre. So if you want to have character-driven stories with illustrations of those characters that kids can connect with, you can now create those with our tool. That's such a huge advantage and such a huge improvement over even the first edition of our software. So I highly encourage you to check it out. Go through the information on this page. There's a lot of stuff on this page, okay? You don't have to watch every minute of every video, otherwise you may be here for hours. Those videos are in the membership area. In fact, the unabridged version, we've got some of these on this page are like the abridged preview version, but even those are pretty long. But in the membership area, you'll have access to those for as long as you want. So don't feel like you have to watch every minute of every video right now, because when you join today, you'll have access to those in the members area, of course, along with all the tools and the tutorials and all the training that we're providing for you. We have put, I'll tell you what, my partner Ryan Green and I have poured ourselves into this project. I've been doing online business for decades now, since 1999. And out of any project that I've ever been a part of in my entire online career. This one has been the most fun. It has been the most fulfilling in a lot of ways. But it's also been a ton of work. We've really been pouring ourselves into this, okay? This is not just some little, teeny little tool or something that, we scrape together with ChatGPT or something. This is a platform that we have assembled for you to create books from scratch. Whether you have your own idea or whether you need our tool to give you the idea, you can go either way with that. All the way through the process, from idea to creation to publishing it as a printed book, as an ebook, and selling it. We cover all of that in the members area. We're really proud of what we're offering you today. Please check it out, and by all means, don't let that dream slip away. If you've ever had a dream of becoming a published author or writing a children's book, just do this. Grab this today and make it happen. As you can see in some of these videos on this page, you can actually make that happen by the end of the day. We have 4 options within our platform now. One of those options is what's called the Quick Book Generator. That Quick Book Generator, using that, you can write and illustrate a book in about 20 minutes. That's what I did in a demonstration on this page. So this is totally doable. You can actually see a dream fulfilled by the end of the day, and maybe even have it in print by the end of the week. All right. I can't give you any guarantees on how long it's going to take to have your book printed and sent to you, but in my experience lately, it's only been taking a few days to get them approved and then less than a week to receive them in the mail. These printed books, these are what Amazon calls premium full color. So not just color, but premium full color books. And these cost me $4.20. Now you can sell them for any price you want, but just think about that. These books, and they have a bunch of different sizes, by the way. I happen to like this size, and that's something we've got tutorials about. I talk about which sizes we recommend and why. They've got a bunch of different sizes you can use. I happen to like this size, but these books, $4.20. I mean, that's just phenomenal. Imagine being able to give those as gifts, be able to create them for your kids, for your grandkids, for your loved ones. It's a lot of fun. That's the last thing. In fact, let's wrap up this little video on the note that this is a lot of fun, okay? Using it it doesn't feel like work, okay? It feels like fun. Maybe there's going to be a little bit of learning to do. You kind of watch some of my tutorials to kind of see how to use the software, but it's very intuitive, very easy to use, and honestly, very, very fun. So please try it for yourself. Please try it. We look forward to seeing the books that you create using AI Children's Bookmaker 2500.